Myth of Orion, the beginning. In ancient Greece, thousands of years ago, people gazed at the sky and saw Orion, a great hunter whose strength was legendary. They said he was the son of Poseidon, god of the seas. His footsteps echoed across the earth, and his bow could strike any target. But the stars tell not only of his glory, they hold the story of his love, pride, and tragedy. Orion was born with the gift of walking on water, like his father. He wandered across islands, hunted wild beasts, and his name became known far and wide. Legends say he could chase a lion through forests or battle a bull on open plains. His arrows flew faster than the wind, and his courage inspired those who heard his tales. Orion roamed the shores of the Aegean Sea, where waves sang their ancient songs. He climbed cliffs to see the horizon, where the sea merged with the sky. There, under the stars, he felt closer to the gods. His father, Poseidon, granted him not only strength, but an untamed spirit. Orion could stand for hours on the shore, staring at the constellations shining above. He believed the stars were the eyes of the gods, watching over the world. One day, Orion journeyed to the island of Chios, where dense forests hid mighty deer. There, beneath the shade of ancient trees, he met Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. She was not only a goddess, but a hunter whose skill was unmatched. Their eyes met on a forest clearing, where moonlight reflected off a river. Artemis, whose eyes shone like stars, watched Orion as he drew his bowstring. Their talks of stars, forests, and hunting bound them. Orion shared stories of his travels, of how he followed the stars to find his way across the seas. Artemis listened, and her heart, usually as cold as the moon, began to soften. They wandered together along night paths, their steps in harmony with the whisper of the wind. Artemis showed Orion hidden corners of the forest, where the stars seemed closer than anywhere else. They spoke of constellations, of how the ancient Greeks saw heroes and gods in them. Orion learned from her that his own constellation, the three bright stars of his belt, was a gift from the heavens. But their bond was not only about the stars. Orion shared tales of his feats with Artemis. He told her how he once pursued a wild boar through the mountains of the Peloponnese. The beast was enormous, its tusks gleaming like moonlight. Orion tracked it day and night until he cornered it in a ravine. His arrow found its mark, and the forest fell silent, as if paying tribute. Artemis, listening, smiled, but her smile was enigmatic. She knew that mortals, even those as mighty as Orion, could not defy fate. Their nights together were filled with quiet and light. They lay on hillsides, gazing at the sky, where stars formed patterns. Orion pointed to the belt of his constellation, saying it was his mark in eternity. Artemis whispered that the stars were not only glory but also memory. Orion's story was not just about hunting. His love for Artemis grew with each night. They hunted together, their arrows flying in unison, as if dancing under the stars. But Orion was mortal, and Artemis was a goddess. Their bond was like the stars, bright but distant. Orion dreamed of eternity beside her, but the stars remained silent about his fate. He did not know that the gods rarely allow mortals to linger in their world. Artemis, though enchanted by Orion, sensed the shadow of impending tragedy. Her brother, Apollo, the god of the sun, watched their bond with unease. He saw Orion growing closer to his sister, and his heart filled with concern. But this was only part of the story the stars held in their secrets. Orion continued his feats, unaware of the gods' gazes. He travelled to Crete, where rumours spoke of a giant scorpion, its venom deadly. Orion, full of confidence, resolved to slay it. His footsteps echoed in the island's caves, where shadows hid ancient secrets. He found the scorpion, its eyes glowing like embers. The battle was long, and the stars seemed to pause, watching. Orion raised his bow, but the scorpion was swift. Its sting flashed, and Orion felt the chill of fate. But this is only a whisper of the story we will continue. The stars above you shine softly. Their light draws you into the night, where each star is a piece of an ancient legend. Let these stars carry you into peace. Their glow is gentle, soothing, as if they whisper this timeless tale to you. Myth of the Great Bear, the journey of Callisto. The stars above you shimmer softly, their gentle light weaving a tale as old as the night itself. In the vastness of the sky, where dreams and legends intertwine, there lies a constellation known to many. The Great Bear, Ursa Major, its stars forming a pattern that has guided wanderers and whispered stories to those who listen. In ancient Greece, this constellation was more than a guide. It was a story of love, transformation, and the eternal gaze of the heavens. The tale begins with Callisto, a nymph whose beauty rivaled the moonlight. She roamed the forests of Arcadia, her steps light as a breeze, her laughter echoing through the trees. Callisto was a companion of Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, sworn to a life of purity and devotion to the wild. Together, they chased deer through moonlit glades, their arrows swift, their hearts bound to the rhythm of the forest. The stars watched over them, their light a quiet promise of peace. Callisto, with her gentle spirit, loved the night, where the world seemed to pause, and the stars spoke in whispers. But the stars held secrets, and Callisto's fate was woven into their light. Her beauty caught the eye of Zeus, the king of the gods, whose heart was stirred as he gazed upon her from the heavens. Disguised as Artemis, he approached Callisto in the forest, his voice soft, his presence familiar. Callisto, trusting the form of her goddess, welcomed him. Their meeting was fleeting, but it changed the course of her life. When Artemis discovered the truth, her heart grew heavy with betrayal. The goddess, bound by her vow of purity, could not forgive Callisto, though the nymph's heart was innocent. Artemis turned away, and Callisto was left alone, her world unravelling under the silent stars. The forest, once her sanctuary, now felt vast and empty. Yet the stars above her remained, their glow steady, as if offering solace. Callisto wandered, her spirit heavy, until the gods took notice once more. Hera, the wife of Zeus, saw Callisto's fate, and, in her anger, decided to act. She transformed Callisto into a bear, her form no longer human, her voice now a low growl. The nymph, now a creature of the wild, roamed the forests of Arcadia, her eyes still searching the stars. She moved through the shadows, her paws treading softly on the earth, her heart longing for the nights when she ran beside Artemis. The stars above seemed to mourn with her, their light dimming as clouds passed over. Yet Callisto, even as a bear, found comfort in the night sky. She would lie in clearings, gazing at the constellations, as if seeking a trace of her former life. The Great Bear, as she would later become, was already taking shape in the heavens. Years passed, and Callisto's story grew deeper. Her son, Arcas, born before her transformation, grew into a skilled hunter. Unknowing of his mother's fate, he roamed the same forests, his bow ready, his eyes sharp. One day, Their paths crossed. Callisto, now a bear, saw Arcas and felt a surge of recognition. She approached, her heart aching, but Arcas raised his bow, seeing only a beast. The stars held their breath, their light trembling in the night. Zeus, watching from above, could not bear the tragedy. Before Arcas could release his arrow, Zeus lifted Callisto into the sky, her form dissolving into starlight. She became the great bear, her stars shining forever in the northern sky. Arcas, too, was placed among the stars, as the constellation Bertas, forever near his mother. The heavens now held their story, a tale of love, loss, and eternal light. The stars of the Great Bear shine above you, their glow soft and unending. They carry the weight of Callisto's journey, her transformation, and her place in the sky. In every culture, the Great Bear has been a guide. To the Greeks, it was a nymph transformed. To others, a plough, a wagon, or a sacred animal. Its stars have led travelers across deserts and seas, their light a quiet promise. As you listen, let the stars draw you into their peace. Their glow is gentle, their stories timeless. They whisper of Callisto, of her nights in the forest, and her eternal home among the heavens. Let these stars carry you into a calm, where the night holds you softly, and the legends live on. Myth of Cassiopeia, the queen of the skies. The stars above you glow with a gentle light, their soft shimmer weaving a story that has lingered in the night for centuries. In the vast tapestry of the heavens, there shines a constellation shaped like a throne, its stars tracing the form of a proud queen. Cassiopeia, her name whispered by those who gazed upon the night sky. In ancient Greece, her story was one of beauty, hubris, and the eternal dance of the stars. She was a queen of Ethiopia, her hair adorned with jewels, her voice carrying the weight of royalty. Cassiopeia ruled alongside her husband Cepheus, their kingdom a land of golden sands and endless seas. Her beauty was renowned, her presence commanding, like the stars that crown the night. She walked through her palace, her robes trailing like the waves, her eyes always turning to the heavens. The stars seemed to mirror her radiance, their light a reflection of her pride. Cassiopeia's heart was bold, and her words were bolder still. She stood by the shores of her kingdom, the sea stretching before her, and declared her beauty greater than that of the Nereids, the sea nymphs who danced in Poseidon's realm. Her voice carried over the waves, proud and unyielding, as if challenging the gods themselves. The stars above flickered, as if sensing the storm her words would unleash. The Nereids, with their shimmering tails and voices like the tide, heard her boast. Their anger rose like a tempest, their whispers reaching Poseidon, the god of the seas. He too felt the sting of Cassiopeia's pride, for the Nereids were his cherished daughters. The stars seemed to dim, their light trembling, as Poseidon's wrath stirred the waters. He summoned a great sea monster, Cetus, its scales glinting like the depths, its roar shaking the shores. The kingdom of Ethiopia quaked, the waves crashing against the cliffs as if the sea itself sought retribution. Cassiopeia, standing in her palace, saw the chaos unfold. Her heart, once filled with pride, now trembled with regret. She turned to the oracle, her voice soft, seeking a way to appease the gods. The oracle's words were heavy, like stones sinking into the sea. To save her kingdom, Cassiopeia's daughter, Andromeda, must be offered to the monster. The queen's eyes filled with tears, but her love for her people outweighed her fear. She stood by as Andromeda was chained to the rocks, the waves lapping at her feet, the stars above bearing witness. Cassiopeia watched, her heart breaking, as the sea monster rose from the depths. The stars seemed to pause, their light holding the weight of her sorrow. But hope was not lost. Perseus, the hero, appeared, his sword gleaming like a comet. He faced Cetus, his courage a beacon in the night, and slew the beast, freeing Andromeda. The stars shone brighter, as if celebrating the triumph. Yet the gods did not forget Cassiopeia's pride. Poseidon, though his wrath was calmed, decreed that her story would live forever in the sky. He placed Cassiopeia among the stars, her throne-shaped constellation a reminder of her beauty and her folly. But the gods, in their judgment, turned her upside down for half the year, a symbol of her humbling. Her stars, arranged in a graceful W, shine in the northern sky, forever circling the pole. Cassiopeia, once a queen on earth, now reigns in the heavens, her light eternal yet marked by her past. The Greeks saw her as a lesson, a tale of pride and redemption. Other cultures saw her stars differently, a crown, a key, or a bridge to the divine. Her constellation guided sailors across stormy seas, its light a quiet promise of safe harbor. The stars of Cassiopeia glow above you, their radiance soft and unending. They carry the weight of her story, her beauty, her pride, and her place in the heavens. As you listen, the night wraps around you, its calm as deep as the sea. The stars whisper of Cassiopeia, of her kingdom by the waves, and her eternal throne among the constellations. Their light is gentle, their stories timeless. They invite you to drift into peace, where the night holds you softly, and the legends live on. Let these stars carry you into a quiet slumber, their glow a soothing embrace, as if they share this ancient tale with you alone. Myth of Scorpio, the sting of fate. The stars above you glow with a quiet intensity, their light weaving a tale as ancient as the night itself. In the vast expanse of the heavens, where stories linger like whispers, there shines a constellation with a fierce and fateful presence. Scorpio, its stars tracing the form of a scorpion, its tail curved and ready to strike. In ancient Greece, this constellation was a symbol of power, vengeance, and the will of the gods. Its story begins in the wilds of the world, where the earth met the sky, and the gods shaped destinies with their divine hands. The scorpion, born of the earth's depths, was no ordinary creature. It was a guardian of divine will, its sting a mark of judgment. The stars that form its shape have guided travelers and warned kings, their light both a beacon and a caution. In the quiet of the night, Scorpio's tale unfolds, carrying you into a realm of myth and mystery. The story of Scorpio is tied to the gods, their passions and their wrath. In the ancient myths, the scorpion was summoned by Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, in a moment of divine fury. The hunter Orion, whose strength was unmatched, had grown bold, his heart filled with pride. He boasted that no creature could stand against him, his voice echoing through the forests and mountains. His words reached the ears of Artemis, who, though once fond of him, could not ignore his hubris. The stars seemed to tremble, as if sensing the weight of what was to come. Artemis called upon the earth to birth a creature worthy of challenging Orion. From the shadows emerged the scorpion, its eyes glowing like embers, its tail gleaming with venom. Its claws were sharp, its movements swift, as if the night itself had given it form. The scorpion was a creature of purpose, sent to restore balance to the world. Orion, unaware of the god's decree, continued his hunts, his bow drawn, his steps bold. He roamed the wilds of Crete, where the air was thick with the scent of pine and sea. There, in a moonless night, he met the scorpion. The creature moved silently, its body low to the ground, its sting poised like a star ready to fall. Orion raised his bow, his eyes sharp, but the scorpion was faster. Its tail struck, swift as lightning, and Orion felt the chill of fate. The stars above watched in silence, their light steady as the hunter fell. The scorpion, its task complete, vanished into the earth, its purpose fulfilled. But the gods, in their wisdom, chose to honor both the hunter and the scorpion. They lifted them to the heavens, placing them among the stars. Orion shines in one part of the sky, his belt gleaming, while Scorpio glows in another, their paths never crossing. The stars tell of their eternal chase, a reminder of balance and consequence. In other lands, the scorpion carried different tales. In ancient Egypt, it was sacred to Selket, the goddess who guarded life and death. Her followers saw the scorpion stars as protectors, guiding souls through the darkness. In Mesopotamia, the scorpion was a symbol of the harvest, its stars rising as the fields ripened. Across cultures, its light was a guide, a warning, and a story. Sailors watched Scorpio to navigate stormy seas, its stars a promise of safe passage. Farmers looked to it to mark the seasons, its glow a sign of change. The constellation's tail, with its bright star entries, burns like a ruby in the night, a heart of fire in the scorpion's form. The stars of Scorpio carry these stories, their light weaving a tapestry of myth and meaning. The stars above you shine softly, their glow a gentle embrace. They hold the tail of Scorpio, its sting, and its place in the heavens. As you listen, the night surrounds you, its calm as deep as the sea. The stars whisper of Artemis, of Orion, and of the scorpion that changed their fates. Their light is steady, their stories timeless. They invite you to drift into peace, where the night holds you gently and the legends live on. Let these stars carry you into a quiet slumber, their glow a soothing promise, as if they share this ancient tale with you alone. Myth of Lyra, the song of Orpheus. The stars above you shimmer with a gentle glow, their light weaving a tale that resonates through the ages. In the vast canvas of the night sky, there shines a small but radiant constellation, its stars forming the shape of a lyre, an instrument of divine music. Lyra, its name whispered by poets and dreamers, carries a story of love, loss, and the eternal power of song. In ancient Greece, the lyre was more than an instrument. It was a bridge between the mortal and the divine. Its strings sang of joy and sorrow, their notes carrying the heart's deepest truths. The constellation Lyra tells the story of Orpheus, the musician whose music could tame the wild and move the gods. His tale is one of beauty, devotion, and a journey that reached beyond the world. As you listen, the stars draw you into their calm, their light a soft embrace in the night. Orpheus was born with a gift unlike any other. His voice, when paired with the lyre, could charm the birds from the trees and still the rushing rivers. He wandered the hills of Thrace, his fingers brushing the strings, his songs weaving stories of love and longing. The stars seemed to listen, their light pulsing with each note. Orpheus's music was a gift from Apollo, the god of poetry and song, who crafted the lyre for him. With it, Orpheus could make the winds pause, the trees sway, and the hearts of men and women weep. His song spoke of the stars, of their eternal dance, and of the gods who watched from above. He sang of the night, of its quiet beauty, and of the dreams that lingered beneath the heavens. The people of Thrace gathered to hear him, their eyes lifted to the sky, as if his music could touch the stars themselves. Orpheus's heart, however, belonged to Eurydice, a nymph whose laughter was like the ripple of a stream. Their love was a melody, pure and unbroken, their days spent wandering meadows under the watchful stars. But fate is rarely kind to those who love so deeply. One day, as Eurydice danced among the wildflowers, a serpent struck her, its venom stealing her breath. Orpheus found her, her body still, her eyes no longer reflecting the stars. His grief was a song that silenced the world. He played his lyre, his notes heavy with sorrow, and the stars seemed to dim, as if mourning with him. Determined to reclaim his love, Orpheus descended into the underworld, his lyre in hand, his heart resolute. The stars above followed his journey, their light a faint guide in the darkness. In the realm of Hades, Orpheus's music softened even the hearts of the dead. Cerberus, the three-headed dog, lay still, lulled by his song. The shades of the departed wept, their memories stirred by his notes. Hades and Persephone, rulers of the underworld, listened as Orpheus pleaded for Eurydice. His music, a blend of love and loss, moved them to grant his wish, but with a condition. Orpheus could lead Eurydice back to the world, but he must not look back until they reached the light. He began the ascent, his lyre silent, his steps echoing in the dark. Eurydice followed, her presence a whisper behind him. But doubt crept into Orpheus's heart. Just before the light, he turned, and Eurydice vanished, her form fading into the shadows. The stars above mourned, their light trembling, as Orpheus's song turned to silence. The gods, moved by his devotion, placed Orpheus's lyre among the stars, creating the constellation Lyra. Its brightest star, Vega, shines like a note held in eternity, a reminder of his music. In other cultures, Lyra was seen as a harp, a bird, or a bridge to the heavens. Its stars guided poets and travelers, their light a beacon of inspiration. The constellation's glow has inspired tales across time, from the Greeks to the ancients of China, who saw it as a celestial loom weaving the fabric of the sky. As you listen, the stars of Lyra shine above, their light soft and unending. They carry the song of Orpheus, his love, and his eternal journey. The night wraps around you, its calm as deep as a melody. Let these stars draw you into peace, their glow a gentle promise, as if they sing this timeless tale to you alone. Myth of Draco, the guardian of the heavens. The stars above you shimmer with a quiet grace, their soft light weaving a tale that stretches across the ages. In the vast expanse of the night sky, there coils a constellation, its stars tracing the sinuous form of a dragon. Draco, its name whispered by those who gazed upon the heavens, a creature of myth and mystery. In ancient Greece, this constellation was a guardian, a sentinel of the stars, its tale woven with gods, heroes, and the eternal watch of the night. The dragon's stars wind through the northern sky, curling around the pole, their light a constant presence. They have guided wanderers, inspired poets, and carried stories of power and sacrifice. As you listen, the stars invite you into their calm, their glow a gentle thread pulling you into the night. In the myths of old, Draco was no ordinary beast. It was Ladon, the dragon tasked with guarding the golden apples in the garden of the Hesperides. These apples, gifts from Gaia to Hera, grew on a sacred tree, their glow rivaling the stars themselves. Ladon, with scales like polished stone and eyes that burned like embers, coiled around the tree, his watch unyielding. His breath was said to carry the scent of the earth, his presence a warning to any who dared approach. The stars that form his constellation were born from this duty, their light a reminder of his eternal vigilance. The Hesperides, nymphs of the evening, tended the garden, their voices soft as they sang to the tree. Ladon listened, his heart stirred by their songs, yet his purpose remained steadfast. The stars above seemed to mirror his resolve, their glow steady through the night. The tale of Ladon reached its peak with the arrival of Heracles, the hero tasked with 12 labours. His 11th labour was to steal the golden apples, a challenge set by the gods. Heracles approached the garden, his steps heavy with purpose, his eyes scanning the shadows. Ladon, ever watchful, sensed the hero's presence. The dragon uncoiled, his scales glinting under the starlight, his hiss cutting through the silence. Heracles, undaunted, faced the beast, his strength matched only by his cunning. Some say he slew Ladon with his club, others that he lulled the dragon with a song, learned from the muses. The stars watched, their light flickering, as the golden apples were taken. Hera, mourning the loss of her guardian, placed Ladon among the stars, his form curling through the heavens. Draco's constellation was born, a testament to his loyalty and the price of duty. In other lands, Draco carried different names. To the ancient Egyptians, it was a serpent of the sky, guarding the path of the sun. In Mesopotamia, it was a creature of chaos, tamed by the gods. Its stars, winding around the pole, have guided sailors through stormy seas, their light a beacon in the dark. The Greeks saw Draco as a reminder of the balance between strength and sacrifice. Its brightest star, Thuban, once marked the north, guiding the builders of pyramids to align their stones with the heavens. Even now, Draco's stars hold their place, their glow a quiet promise of endurance. They have watched over countless nights, their light touching the dreams of those who sleep beneath them. The constellations' curves, like the coils of a dragon, seem to move with the night, their story alive in the sky. The stars of Draco shine above you, their light soft and unending. They carry the tale of Ladon, his vigilance, and his eternal place in the heavens. As you listen, the night wraps around you, its calm as deep as the earth. The stars whisper of Heracles, of the golden apples, and of the dragon who guarded them. Their glow is gentle, their stories timeless. They invite you to drift into peace, where the night holds you softly, and the legends live on. Let these stars carry you into a quiet slumber, their light a soothing embrace, as if they share this ancient tale with you alone. Myth of Andromeda, the princess of the stars. The stars above you glow with a tender light, their soft shimmer weaving a tale that echoes through the night. In the boundless expanse of the heavens, there shines a constellation, its stars tracing the form of a princess bound yet freed. Andromeda, her name carried on the whispers of the wind, a story of sacrifice, courage, and the eternal embrace of the sky. In ancient Greece, she was the daughter of a queen, her fate intertwined with the sea and the stars. Her tale is one of beauty, peril, and a hero's valor, etched forever in the night. As you listen, the stars draw you into their calm, their light a gentle guide through the darkness. Andromeda's story begins in the kingdom of Ethiopia, where the waves kissed the shores and the stars watched over the land. Andromeda was the daughter of Cassiopeia and Cepheus. a princess whose grace was like the dawn. Her eyes held the warmth of the sun, her voice a melody that soothed the hearts of her people. She walked the cliffs of her kingdom, her gaze often lifted to the stars, as if they held secrets meant only for her. But her mother, Cassiopeia, stirred the wrath of the gods with her pride. The queen boasted that her beauty surpassed that of the Nereids, the sea nymphs who danced in Poseidon's realm. Her words, bold and unyielding, carried across the waves, awakening the sea god's anger. The stars seemed to flicker, as if foretelling the storm to come. Poseidon, in his fury, unleashed a sea monster, Cetus, its scales dark as the deep, its roar shaking the cliffs. The kingdom trembled, the waves rising higher, as if the sea itself sought to claim the land. The oracle spoke, its voice heavy with fate. To appease Poseidon, Andromeda must be sacrificed, chained to the rocks to face the monster. Cassiopeia wept, her pride shattered, but the will of the gods was clear. Andromeda, with a heart both brave and gentle, accepted her fate. She stood by the shore, her robes fluttering like wings, as the chains bound her to the cliffs. The stars above watched, their light steady as the sea churned below. Andromeda lifted her eyes to the heavens, finding solace in their glow. She whispered to the stars, her voice soft, asking for courage in the face of the unknown. The waves roared, and Cetus rose, its eyes like burning coals, its form a shadow against the night. The stars seemed to hold their breath, their light trembling with her fear. But the heavens had not abandoned her. Perseus, the hero who slew Medusa, soared across the sky, his winged sandals carrying him over the sea. He saw Andromeda, her form illuminated by starlight, her courage shining brighter than her chains. Perseus descended, his sword gleaming like a comet, his heart stirred by her grace. He faced Cetus, the monster's jaws wide, its tail lashing the waves. The battle was fierce, the sea foaming with the clash of hero and beast. Perseus struck with precision, his blade finding the monster's heart. The stars shone brighter, as if celebrating his triumph. Andromeda was freed, her chains falling into the sea, her eyes meeting Perseus's with gratitude and wonder. The night reclaimed its calm, the stars a silent witness to their bond. The gods, moved by Andromeda's sacrifice and Perseus's valor, placed her among the stars. Her constellation, a chain of light, stretches across the sky, near her mother Cassiopeia and her savior Perseus. In other cultures, Andromeda's stars were seen as a river, a bridge, or a celestial maiden. They guided sailors through stormy nights, their light a promise of hope. The Greeks saw her as a symbol of redemption, her story a reminder that courage can shine through sacrifice. Her stars, bright and enduring, have inspired tales across time, from the deserts of Ethiopia to the shores of distant lands. As you listen, the stars of Andromeda glow above, their light soft and unending. They carry her tale, her bravery, and her eternal place in the heavens. The night wraps around you, its calm as deep as the sea. Let these stars draw you into peace, their glow a gentle promise, as if they share this timeless tale with you alone.